Welcome back to another episode of A Life of KG. I can't actually believe this is our last episode of 2023. We have had an insane year. We've had so many incredible speakers on the show. We have so many more listeners. Just thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me and my guests every couple of weeks. We are really looking forward to 2024. We have some exciting things planned for the show, so make sure you tune in. If you don't already subscribe to the channel, then please do, because it helps us out lots. If you haven't left a review before, I'd be super grateful if you could leave a review. All of that just helps us out a huge amount. Anyway, today I have Louise on the show. She is a salon owner that has come literally leaps and bounds within just a quarter of the year of working with me. She has always been super, super busy, a fully booked salon, which is amazing. So I wanted to get her on to share how she's done that, because we all want more clients and to have fully booked businesses. And she shares lots of other things with us. So without further ado, here she is. Louise, welcome to the Life of KG. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for joining me today. So can we just go over who you are and what you do?
Okay, so I'm Louise, and I own the Beauty Loft in Ely, Cambridgeshire. I've had the salon for 7 years. I'm still very much in the salon. Well, not as much now since meeting Katie. I still do 3.5 days in the salon in treatment, so I'm still very much sort of like a part of it. Yeah, at home I do have 2 children. One is currently off somewhere in Australia traveling. So yeah, busy life.
I'm very busy. And so before you opened up the salon, what was you doing? Like, did you think you was going to be a salon owner?
Oh no, actually. So before I opened the salon, I worked from home. And it was only because I'm married to a builder. I'll say that quickly. Before I start explaining, we were renting and we were building our house, and we were planning it, and everything was being planned around my beauty room. And I was like, this is stupid. Why? This is home. Why are we doing this? So I started looking at, potential places, and an opportunity came up. So that's how I got the salon.
Okay, so was you always doing beauty then, or was you doing anything before beauty?
No. So obviously I left school at 15 because I'm a summer baby. So I was very young. Didn't really know what I wanted to do. Applied for college, but thought, it's not really me. I want to start making money. So I applied for a job, just to be an office junior, and ended up working my way up there really in the legal field. I was there 10 years and left there and had Harry, my first baby, who's 18. I didn't go back to work after having Harry and Ruby. I did a little bit, like I did Virgin V. I don't know if you remember that. And then I actually set up my own company and sold jewelry and handbags, party plan business, and had a few girls work for me do that. And then I just wanted something that I could do that was mine, that wasn't involved with the children, wasn't my husband's, something that was for me, and something that I could feel like I could make a bit of money and contribute, and feel like, yeah, I was doing something. And then, yeah, fell into beauty.
So from obviously your beauty room that you was like working from home,
Yeah.
what made you think then, I want a salon? Was it just because everything was at home? Did you outgrow that? Did an
I
opportunity come up?
outgrew I outgrew home based mainly. When I started out, I was like, okay, I'm just going to work for the 3 hours that Ruby's at preschool, just to give me something to do, so I'm not cleaning the house all the time. And very quickly, it just grew and grew and grew. And I was working 6 days a week. I was doing 3 evenings. It just completely took over. And so I thought, God, I need some help. Like, I need some staff so I can start sort of cutting back a little bit. And the kids couldn't have friends around because they had to be quiet because I was busy with work, and it just felt like, yeah, I needed to separate it.
Yeah, definitely. So I remember when we first started working together, we've done a bit of piece on your personal branding, or everyone's personal branding that was on that call. I think it was a 6-week program, wasn't it, that we was doing that on?
Yes. Yeah.
And part of that was about how to get PR and that personal branding, and people obviously falling in love with us rather than the businesses, because people buy from people and not business. Your why was very different to other people's. Do you mind sharing about that?
No. So yeah, my why, I wanted to be me again. I wanted to be successful in my own right. As I said, my husband owns his own business, and people are cruel. People, see the life that I had and was like, oh, that's because her husband is successful, or, she hasn't really worked for that herself. So I wanted to prove them wrong. I wanted to prove that I wasn't just Mark's wife. I could be successful in my own right. I could run a successful business and pay for holidays and things. So yeah, and I think I've always been very honest and open about that with my clients, that I am who I am, and they see how hard I work, really,
Mm.
and what I've achieved.
Yeah, it's really good because, let's face it, you don't really have to work, do you?
Not really. Well, I do if I want nice holidays and handbags.
Yeah. And I do remember when we had a strategy day together, I feel at that stage you've grown so much already, because it was kind of like, I am just doing it to earn some extra money, and then like a bit of I don't know if you felt this, but a bit of a side thing, just some extra money, but not really seeing it as like this whole big business that you could possibly grow.
Oh, completely. Until I met you, you obviously know my pricing was just stupid, because I didn't see my business as a business. This was just getting me out of the house. This is a hobby. I love going to work. I love chatting with my clients. My salon is where I shine. That's me. So yeah, I never ever saw it as a business, and it wasn't until we sat down and started looking at figures and things like that. I actually remember in the 6-week program when you mentioned your mastermind and your coaching, and you said, to do this you have to be, your business has to be at this figure. And I was like, I don't think I'm anywhere near that. Sat down, did the numbers, and I was like, oh damn, I'm over that. Like, it's that shock that actually, yeah, I have done this. I have got a successful business. Yeah, so it was a surprise.
Yeah, definitely. So because it was the challenge that I first met you on, the free challenge I done.
Yeah.
I love our journey. We've actually got like a whole little history going on with
Yeah.
under a year.
And that was only because I was bored. My husband was away, and I was like, what am I going to do with my evenings? And then I don't know how I came across it. I think it was on Facebook or something. And I thought, oh, I'll just do this. This looks interesting. And then here you
Yeah.
are, stuck with me.
Yeah, it was a free challenge that went into the 6-week course. You won a call with me, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You won a call with me, and then we went on to do the 6-week course, and then the mastermind. So the mastermind, which
Yeah.
started in July,
Yeah.
we're quarter of the way through now. How good is it, by the way?
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. I don't want it to end. I'm really sad that it's going to be like Christmas soon, and it's like the new year, and then it's nearly the end.
So many people, I literally got a message the other day, last night, of someone going, don't actually know what I'm going to do when it comes to July. And I'm like, we're only over quarter of the way there. We're not even
I
half the way
know.
yet there. And everyone's still panicking about what we're
We
going to do
are.
at the end. I'm like, don't worry, there's another mastermind. But before we started working together, what would you say your salon was like, and your day to
Um,
day to what it is now?
So at the start, my salon was busy. It's always been busy. But I felt like I was just going to work and it was busy, and I didn't have a hold on anything. I didn't really have any, not direction. Like, obviously it was a realization that yes, I've got a successful business. Yes, we're busy. Clients love us. But I felt a little bit lost. I didn't really know where to take it next. Like I said, we were busy. We were making money, but not that much, not compared to what we should be. And as a person, I felt lost, I think. Being a beauty, and I said this the other day to a client, being a beauty therapist is amazing. Being a salon owner is very lonely. I just think you find out who your real friends are. You find out who you can really trust. And unless you're within the industry, people don't really get it. You never switch off. It's your life. So yeah, I think salon was great. I felt, if I'm honest, I felt stuck in it because I was the one that was always busy. I was the driving force, which obviously I always am going to be. It's my business. I just didn't know which direction to take it. I mean, you probably remember our in-person day, and I was just like, I have no idea. Like, I've just winged it for 7 years.
Yeah. And how has that changed now? Bear in mind, we're
Oh my
just in a
God.
quarter in.
Well, we sat down and we did our list, didn't we? And I think I've ticked everything off our list, all bar one that I wanted to achieve in 12 months, which is amazing. I mean, I do love a good list and I like to tick it off. The business is now structured. Like, I think what I struggled with the most was the running of it, the paperwork side, and having that all in place. It was all in place, but it probably wasn't quite right. So that's all in place. That's all right. I manage my team better. We've obviously had a price increase and I now know how to price correctly. So that's something we're working on. Yeah, I just feel like I've achieved so much. And it's the support, I think, having you and the other girls. You know, the group chat is off the scale every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of us has always, if one of us has got an issue, somebody's already done it and they've got the advice and support there for us. Obviously, I've stepped out of the business a little bit more. So when I joined you, I did have 3 members of staff, and one was about to leave us. I've now got 5 members of staff. There's now 6 of us working in the salon, which has allowed me to step out a little bit more. I still haven't quite got the work-life balance. I'm struggling. Like, on my days off, I'm still working quite a lot on the business side of it. I'm not sort of taking days off for myself. But yeah, it's changed so much. I really do think. I actually feel like I'm a salon owner now, and I run a business, and I don't just work there.
Yeah, I love that. What would you say was the transition of stepping away slightly? Because obviously you were busy. How many days a week? 6 days a week?
6 days a week, yeah.
Like on the floor 6 days a week. Obviously now you've gone down to 3 days a week. But how was that transition for you? Like, was you scared? Was you worried you were going to lose clients? Like, how did you feel in that moment?
Yeah, it's been tough, and it still is tough. I have to really stop myself not going into the salons in the salon on my day off, because that's my life. And I've got a really good salon manager in there now, and also just all my staff. Also, my original 2 that I've got have been with me a long time. Like, one of the girls is about to celebrate 5 years with me, so they know me. But yeah, as a person, I found it really tough. I felt like I was abandoning my child, because yeah. So I found it difficult, but I've also found it lovely. Like, my home life has changed slightly. I don't work on a Sunday anymore. I'm not sat in this office on a Sunday doing wages and bits and pieces. I do all that on my admin days, and I'm still here in the evenings, but that's just me because I love working.
Same.
Like, everyone's like, oh, are you working? I'm like, yeah, I'll figure something, I'll find something to do. But yeah, salon, it's been tough to let go. And I want to say trust. I do trust my staff. Like, I trust them massively, but it's that letting go, isn't it? And I'm still
Yeah.
working on that. I am still working on that.
And I think people's fear, well, when I talk to salon owners, their biggest fear and things stopping them is, no, the clients only want me. Even if they have got a team, the clients only want me. Did you find clients were a little bit funny, or did you find that you transferred them over to the therapist quite easily?
So I've still got my original clients from 11 years ago. They still come to me every day. So I've just condensed my diary. So I've managed to keep probably 80% of my clients, and I still do them in that 3 days a week. And then any newer ones obviously have transitioned over to the new members of staff. For me, it's the clients, even though a lot of my clients that I don't physically do their treatments, clients are used to seeing me in the salon. And they'll always say, oh, where's Louise today? Or like now, and the girls are like, oh, she's at home working. Or so I think that for me personally, I think, oh my God, are they going to think I'm like sitting in a coffee shop having lunch with my friends? Do they think I'm shopping or having a spa day? I think that's my biggest fear. I don't want people to think that I'm not working. And that comes from probably comments I've had in the past, from ex-employees that have left and said that, oh, I just swan in and swan out. And obviously that has never been the case. I have always been in that salon 6 days a week, but people will make it up, won't they? So yeah, I think that's what's resonated with me and stayed with me, is I don't want people to think that I'm not working.
I hear that all the time from people, and I also know that myself, because when I stepped out my salon, I was like, I'm just going to go in and show my face and tell them how busy I've been, so then I can like they know that I'm still working from home. Or I'd feel so guilty that they would have to work Saturdays and I had Saturdays off, so I'd still go there and just be there.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
still
so
work every
hard.
Saturday. I'm working on that one.
Oh, we'll work. We've still got 3 quarters of the year left. So yeah, that is like a real emotion that a lot of people feel, like the guilt that comes with that,
Yeah.
and having to compensate that I am working, I'm doing this, I'm doing this and this. But then actually our teams generally don't care. They're there to do their job. Like, they'll go home, they're not thinking, I was working today and Louise wasn't there, how dare she. Like, they don't think like that. Clients always say comments. Even now, bear in mind, I only go into my salon to have treatments done. I'd done a team meeting the other day for the first time in over a year because my manager does it, and I thought, I want to do the team meeting, I want to do like this whole thing on customer service, etc. And I had a whole training prepared, so that's why I done it. But otherwise I only go in for treatment, and the amount of comments I get when I do go in for treatment going, oh, fancied working today, did you, Kate? And I'm like, no, actually I'm getting my house done. But I'm like, wait, do you know what I'm doing behind the scenes? I literally got zero idea. But I think people just aren't going to have any idea, and if they want to think that you're lunching with your friends, then let them crack on.
No, I think that's been also one of the biggest things that I think you and the girls have given me the confidence to be actually I am the boss. I can do what I want. Again, I think people just think we sit and paint nails all day and have a little chat and a
Yeah.
coffee. They don't actually see the real work that goes into running a business. So yeah, actually, and to be fair, my girls are really good. When I'm at home and I'll like message them in the salon, they'll be like, what are you doing? Like, stop, go away, leave us alone, kind of thing. So they're very good. It's just that transition, and it's all still new, isn't it? Like we say, we're only a quarter of a way through this coaching. So I'm hoping to get better at it and be like, yeah, do you know what? I am lunching today. Or, you know,
Yeah, definitely. It does get easier, I promise. That doesn't even bother me anymore. So it does get easier. Before you started with me, you was always busy. Like, you coming to me wasn't a thing of I need new clients or I've got white space. It's never been an issue for you. What is the secret recipe? Because there's going to be loads of people listening right now that's like, I want to be full. How do I get new clients through the door? Like, how are you busy all the time?
I don't know. I don't know.
Great
Hard
answer.
work.
At the
Yeah,
end.
I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day actually, and I thought, I don't know. I think a lot of it is the fact that my staff have been with me so long. So we've all built up that reputation that it was just us for like 4 years. There was just the four of us. And so people knew that they're going to come in and it'll be me, Laura, Aura, Emily, and one of us will be doing your treatment. And they all loved us and they just knew what they were getting each time. And like I said, I've still got clients. I've actually still got one of my original clients that I started when I started mobile like 12 years ago. She still comes to me for her eyebrow wax. Um, so I think that, and it's also making clients feel special. Like the year of COVID, for instance, I had 9 clients going through IVF. And I had a couple of clients that had got breast cancer and going through cancer treatments. And during lockdown, I still messaged them and asked if they're okay. I do a lot of things behind the scenes for like those kind of clients. You know, if a client's coming in and having a bad time, I'll give them their treatment for free. I don't advertise that. You're probably the first person I've actually said. Nobody knows that. Even my staff don't know that I do that sometimes. It's just little things like that, you know, people, I always say, people, if you do something nice, people will tell everybody. In the background, it's always, you know, you don't need to shout the rooftop you're doing all this. So I think that helps. Also, I've always said, because we've got Forest and the booking system is open, you've only got to have a few clients that are really organized and get their appointments in the diary. Clients then go on and see it's getting busy, so they then all freak out and book their appointments. Only today I had a client message me with her dates for the whole of next year. She has now got her dates in the diary with me because she knows I've cut my days. So she definitely wants me. She definitely wants like a Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. So she is now booked in until January 2025. It's crazy. So I think that is just create that urgency, I think, that you need to get their appointments in. But I also think it's building that reputation up, building that relationship with your client. I'm very lucky. I've got a good memory. So are all my staff members. So we remember the little things. You know, like a lady will come in and I'll be like, oh, how was your holiday? Or, oh, you had lunch with your son the other day. How is he? And she's like, oh my God, how do you remember all this? Little things like that make them feel special, make them feel like you know them, you're getting to know them, and just building those relationships up. And that's helped massively, I think.
I love that, because I've always said to my teams and to other teams out there, remembering them small things literally makes such a difference.
Yeah.
And if you can't remember, use the note system on the booking systems, like write down that day, what did they talk about? So then the next time they come in, you could be like, oh, how was this? How was that? Because even the smallest thing, like remembering that person's name or calling them by their first name, it makes them feel special automatically.
Yeah. And I've always said, the minute the client steps into the salon, it's all about them. Like you could be having the worst possible day, but the minute you step into the salon, you have to forget that. We do leave our issues at home, but also you've got to be real. And a client once said to me, oh my God, Louise, I love you, because some days I can come in and you've got your makeup on and you look lovely. And then other days I come in and you look like you do today. And I was like, what? Like shit? She was like, yeah, like that. And I was like, she's like, you just keep it real. And I was like, I'm not sure I'd say that as a compliment or like an insult, but actually over time I've taken it as a compliment. And we all have bad days and that's okay. But I think that's really difficult to teach your staff as well, and that's what I'm sort of teaching my newbies at the minute. That comes with time. You have to get that trust from that client. You have to build up that relationship. And yeah, you know, like most of my clients now come in and be like, oh, have you got any pictures of Harry? And so like when Harry first went off to Australia, he was FaceTiming me in the middle of the day, and I'd like in the middle of a set of nails, but I'd just literally prop him up on the nail desk and he'd be on FaceTime with me doing a client's nails, and my client would just be chatting with him, and it's like they're part of my family. So yeah, I don't know, I've just been really lucky, and I think don't take it for granted. I'm always, when people say to me, Louise, why are you working so hard? Like, you can say no. And I'm like, but I don't want to say no, because I could wake up tomorrow and it all be gone. You know, I'm grateful for the business I have and how hard I've worked for it.
Yeah, I always used to say you can lose anything literally overnight. And then COVID happened and I was like, here we go.
Yeah,
I always said this was going to happen.
Yeah, I think during COVID, I did a lot to keep my team morale up. You know, we did like lots of interaction, and I got my team, we all took in turns each week to take pictures of what we'd been up to, and then we posted that on our social media pages so our clients could see what we were up to. So I was still interacting with them all. So that massively helped as well, I think.
You've clearly built up like a very good culture within the business, most probably without even realizing
Yeah.
like how you treat your clients, how, and you being in the salon, the girls get molded by you, so they'll
Mm.
become basically mini yous. That's what I used to say, because you're there and they're mirroring what you're going to do.
So that's really funny. When my husband rings the salon, he doesn't know whether it's me or Emily that answers the phone. He has to say, he's like, Lou, is that you? And Emily's like, no, it's Emily. So it's like, even my husband can't even tell us apart. So that is so true.
Those are mini yous. It's not a bad thing.
Well, I don't know.
What would you say there's a testing point? Because obviously you had quite a solid team, then you've recruited. Have you really had to kind of lay down the culture again? Do you know what I mean? To make sure that the new girls then come on board with that? Or have they just slotted in and they've just been like, right, okay, this is how it is. This is how I've got to act.
No, it's a work in progress. So yeah, I found that really hard because we were a team for so long, and then unfortunately Laura left due to health reasons. So that was really sad. It was literally like she's died, even though she's obviously not. She's still around. Because, and I always knew it was going to be very hard for new staff to come in because we're such a close knit team. And yeah, I don't even have to. Aura and Emily know what I'm thinking before I'm even thinking it. They will do things before I even ask them to have things done, because they just know, because that's the way we've worked. So having new staff coming in, we've all found that transition very difficult. And obviously it's very new. They've only been with us a couple of months, so we're still working on that. And I also think it's very different now. Recruitment is so difficult within our industry. But yeah, so it's a work in progress, and it is something. And I do feel like I'm always getting at the new staff, but I try to explain it's just because I want, this is, I want you to fit in. I want it to be this way. You've seen how we work, and I just want you to slot in. And I have seen a massive improvement within the last couple of weeks. It does seem to be settling down again within the salon. And I don't want clients to feel like it's different. Do you know what I mean? It's, yeah, I want them to feel like it's still the same Beauty Loft.
Yeah, I think it can be very challenging when you've had like a close-knit team for so long. We was the same. We had the same team for years and years and years and years. And all of a sudden there was a shift around. And then you feel that because the past team know everything, you don't have to say anything. It's just very easy running. Then when you get a new team in, it's like training non-stop, putting up
Yeah.
non-stop. Like it's a lot. I mean, it could be very exhausting for us as salon owners as well, and feel bad because we're always on their case, but it's just part of that training process, isn't it? And then you'll find it will start dying down again, which is really good.
Yeah, and I think it's also like you don't want the clients to notice that change, because they come to the salon because they love the atmosphere and they love that. So they, when someone new comes in, it's very like, whoa, she's new kind of thing. But I think it's made it easier because I recruited all 3 new staff at once. I mean, obviously that's massive headache for me and training and things like that, but I think it's helped them bond as well, and none of them feel like they're new as such because they're all new together. So that's helped. And also the, like my old, I don't like saying old staff, but like the current staff have helped them massively as well. We've obviously got an apprentice or student therapist who is at college for the first time, and she's just thriving off Emily and Aura and Maria and Leanne, because we've never had a student before, and I love it, but I think again you have to get the right one, and Gracie's just slotted in. She's done so well, so that's been nice, and also to see her grow within the salon, which will be lovely.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say has been your biggest achievement so far?
Within the salon,
Or anything.
just keeping it running. It's like keeping kids alive, isn't it? I'm still here. I think COVID was really tough for all of us, but literally coming back and snapping out of it and getting straight back on it. I think we had like 3 weeks where our diaries were quiet, and then everybody was back. I think keeping it the same, I think, with everything going on, like we all have stuff thrown at us, don't we, throughout our business lives, within the business. And I share what I need to share with the girls enough to know, but still hold it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, because again, I still don't see myself as having like this really successful salon. It's still just a little hobby to me.
But that's just because you're so humble about it, which is it's a good thing.
Yeah, just like, yeah. But yeah, I think just still being here. I'm just grateful for still being here, surviving. I think doing my teaching certificate was massive for me, even though I haven't done anything with it. That was just something else that I've got that I can work on. I also think probably my biggest achievement is actually signing with you and being open and honest and letting someone else into my business for the first time. Is massive
I
for me.
haven't paid her for this comment, by the way.
Yeah, no, she hasn't.
Oh, really? That's so nice to hear.
Yeah, I think because I'm such a private person within my home life, that I don't let anybody in. And yeah, I've had to, because I think that's why I've achieved so much in such a little time, because I have been open and honest and given you everything, and then taken everything on board and done it.
Yeah, and you are very coachable. There's lots of people that aren't coachable. Like they might sign up for something and then never use the support, or don't join on calls, or they will join on calls but then don't actually action anything from it. Whereas you're on all of the calls, you use my ongoing support, you
Yeah,
ask questions, and you literally, I'll teach something and then the next day you're actioning it.
yeah,
And it's just, it literally, that's how you grow and scale. There's no point
yeah.
knowing all of the knowledge and learning everything and then just being like, this is great in my mind. You've literally got to action it. And I can't do
And
that for anyone. Only the salon owners or the beauty businesses can do that. And you're literally like the perfect client for that.
I think, when we did our sort of first initial day and you gave me a few action points, and I thought, okay, I'll go away and do this. Did it. And then I was like, oh my God, this works. Like, this is amazing. So I think that then gives you the encouragement to continue to do it. And I've seen where it's taken me and the business. And actually it's obviously, like, Emily is my salon manager. So every time she knows when we have a call, or when we're having like on Monday, or no, Tuesday night we did the call, didn't we? And it's literally like, I send her a message, she's like, I've been waiting for this message. Like, she literally waits for me to be like, right, we need to do this, this, and this. She knows it's coming, and she gets excited too. So I think it's lovely that I've been on this journey with you and the other girls, but also my team are on this journey with me as well. And they have, like I say, my team have been with me so long. And I don't think my business, the first couple of years, you're finding your feet, aren't you, with staff and clients and setting it all up. So when my business really started to take off and grow, I've still got the same team that I had. So they've been on that journey with me. So that's amazing. So they're getting excited about it all too, which is lovely.
Yeah, I can really resonate with that, because when I was in the salon and I had the coach that I had then, I would get off calls with them and then be like, right, okay, they've taught me this, this, and this. And the girls would be like, oh, they're really good ideas. And they would really be on board with it as well. And I think there's nothing worse just doing your day to day and there's no change, or there's no like, come on, girls, let's hit targets, or it just all becomes a bit mer otherwise and just samey. Whereas if there's new ideas and fresh things to work towards and all of that, it just keeps the morale of you and the team up.
Yeah, definitely.
So where can people connect with you? Because I'm sure there's lots of listeners that are like, I want to reach out to Louise.
So obviously I'm on Facebook and Instagram, both professionally and personally. So professionally is the Beauty Loft Ely, and personally is Louise Nicholas.
Perfect. We will add the links in the show notes so you can just hit and click and follow. If you enjoyed the podcast as much as we did, please make sure you take a photo of your phone put it on social media and tag us both. We would be very grateful. But thank you for being so open and honest, sharing your why and all the background. So I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, thanks.
Thanks for having me.